In this video, I'm going to be talking about everything that happened from writing the script up until the performance. Then I'm going to be speaking about the evaluation of the performance. Everybody loved the job I did with the script, and I had people telling me that they thought the script was good, and I also think I did a pretty good job. After the first time we performed the radio play script to the other group, they were really pleased. They felt sad at the sad parts, shocked at the shocking parts, and disturbed at the disturbing parts. This was without the sound effects, by the way. The one thing we never quite managed to nail was the fight scene in scene 6. The sound effects were sloppy, the reactions were terrible, and the overall timing of everything was just off. We later listened to the recording of the play online, and it was impossible to disagree with anything that was said about it. One of the things out of the play that I would have liked to have made better was the sound effects. Getting the sound effects. That was the easy part. All I had to do was search up the sound effect I wanted, go on YouTube, go to Online Video Converter, copy and paste the URL of the YouTube video, then it would convert the video clip into an MP3 file which I could download. Then I would use my video settings software, PowerDirector 15, to trim down, speed up and combine these sound effects into one MP4 file with a black screen. Changing this into an MP3 file was easy. Just highlight the file in the Explorer and put .mp3 on the end of it, and it would change back into an MP3 file. About 4 hours before the play started, I gave Sam, the tech guy, my USB stick with all the sound effects on it. Georgia and I went to the lighting booth with Sam to sort out all the queuing for the sound effects. Where he then wrote down cues on his copy of the script ready for the performance. Some other sound effects were done live, such as a door noise, telephone noises, and buttons, etc., because it was easier to time. Brandon was in charge of doing that, and anything that he wouldn't be able to do, if he had a line coming up, he would come to me or someone else in the group to do the sound effect while he was saying his line. Now, the costumes at first seemed like a good idea. I did some research and found that costumes in radio plays were mostly there to help the actor get into character. But after I acquired all the stuff I needed, I realised how much work I would be giving myself. How much extra work I'd be giving myself. Mike had a headset, so I could keep that on the entire play. But then there was the professor's lab coat, the detective's trench coat, and Trevor's dirty waistcoat. Taking off and putting all these costumes in quick succession of each other was going to be a horrendously difficult task. Not to mention I'm playing as two characters who are directly speaking to each other. One of the main problems as to why the play went terribly was the fact that I had gone through the effort of acquiring sound effects. Normally, I would have liked to have rehearsed a dress run at least once. That didn't happen. We got halfway through the dress run until the other group had to get ready to do their play. So we didn't have enough preparation with the sound effects, and poor Brandon, who was doing most of the Foley effects, had barely any idea what he was doing with the stuff he was given. Now, the actual play was going alright up until the fight scene. Well, everything that we had rehearsed went okay. But when we did the unrehearsed scenes, it started to go downhill. Especially the fight scene. Brandon was going to do the punches, but he got very lost. I would scream in anger, and a punch would come 5 seconds after. It was all very loosely put together, and a bit all over the place. I was actually thankful when the scene was over. Later, Lewis said a line a bit too early. He said, "Is everyone alright?" before the explosion happened. He improvised it well to climb out of the hole he had dug himself into. If I could do it again, I would definitely get the script and sound effects done really early on. 4th week of production maximum. That way there is more time for directing and polishing the performance so that everyone knows what they are doing for a crisp and quality performance. Also, I will make sure we have an audience so that we can perform to a group of people who hasn't seen it before. In conclusion, this is something I want to do for my Unit 12, and I will learn from these mistakes to make sure I can get this next radio play as perfect as can be.